is doing well. I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. I hope you're blessed, and having a great night tonight. And welcome to my live if you're on my live. So, my live is pretty much about why are children in these times so disrespectful. And it will be a quick live because I was out today. Well, today my day was so hectic. My kids had a meet, so I was out for about 6 hours. I had to drive about an hour away, and I was at the track meet for about 5, 6 hours, and then coming back home another hour to come back home. So it was a bit much. We were tired, exhausted from our day, but the kids did well, and I was able to catch up with some of the parents and spend time. I know the meets are for kids, it's a sports activity, but you do get to sometimes connect and talk to parents, have a if for your friends that you don't your sports friends that you don't see on a daily basis, you can connect and talk to them at the meet. So that was pretty much my day. So one of the children at the meet called me by my first name, and that's why I was saying, why are children so disrespectful? And my children, all our every child in these times are pretty much disrespectful in some form or way. Not all children, but majority, I believe, because I feel like adults should be called by ma'am, miss, sir, you know, they should not be called by their first name. So that's why I'm asking, why are children in these times so disrespectful? You can't call an adult by their first name. No, you're not. You should always do miss, ma'am, or something towards the adult. And guys, excuse me for having, extensions on. I know yesterday I talked about real hair, but today I just could not do it. I put product in my hair and it did not come out the way I wanted to, so I had to throw hair on. Hi Cheryl, how are you? So, hi guys, how are you? Don't forget to like my live as you enter the channel. Just like it so that I can get um I can have conversation with more people. Hi Harper, how are you? Who's Harper? Hi Harper, that's such a nice name. How are you? No, I do have a hair care. I can talk about that later to you guys, but I was just talking about today how children can be so disrespectful, and I'm talking about how children can they talk to adults like we're their age or we're their same age, and it's not good. I know up north the children don't normally say ma'am or miss or sir, but they do need to speak that way. Sometimes I talk to adults down south and I am the same age as they are, and they say yes ma'am, no ma'am. So why can't the kids up north speak the same way? We have to teach children to talk respectfully to adults. You have to yes, they're mean, disrespectful, meaning they feel like we're their equal. We're not children's equal. They should look at us, as our elders and have respect for elders. I know I'm not old, but if a 10-year-old is talking to me, they must say ma'am and they must say Miss Carla. Don't call me Carla because to me that's very awkward, you know? Hi, Sean. How are you? Happy New Year. I hope you're having a wonderful New Year. So, if you guys should teach your children to say miss, say ma'am, say sir. I don't care what age. So, I have adults that are talking to me. They're saying ma'am, and sometimes I'm like, we're the same age. Why are you calling me ma'am? But that's how they were raised down south. They were raised to have respect, to speak to adults in a respectful manner, and to they have to speak to adults in a respectful manner, to say sir or ma'am. Thank you so much, Pazzi. I hope you're having a great year. But I feel like in 2026, parents should definitely teach their kids um, with respect, or teach them how to respect. Hi, Shakina. I'm not sure what's your comment. Hi, Shakina. What is your question? So teach your kids to have respect and teach your kids to have manners. You know, kids cannot talk to adults the same way they talk to their friends. We're not their friends. I don't care. Most parents are teaching kids to speak to them like they're their friends, just to have a better relationship with their kids. But your kids can have respect for you without you being their friends. They can speak to you in a respectful manner without you being their friends. Guys, please don't forget to like my live, when you come in. You can teach your kids to talk to adults, their teachers, their doctors, anyone that they come across, to speak to them with respect. You know, that's how they learn to operate in the world. You can't just go outside and speak to people however you want. The kids nowadays, they're cursing at their parents, they're cursing at adults. They're just not speaking properly. I think kids should be taught, they should take etiquette classes so they know how to act, they know how to talk, and they know how to behave. There is a time and place for everything. Kids have to learn how to switch it up. I know they're children, but they'll have a hard time in the real world if they don't know how to speak respectfully. Most of these kids are just speaking with slang or curse words. That's not how you communicate. You have to be articulate. You have to learn how to say a sentence properly. You have to learn how to have respect for adults, you know? And they know how to do it, but they're around other kids who speak slang. A lot of the kids are saying bro this, bro that, bro this, bro that, and that's not how they're supposed to talk. They call everyone bro. Some of the kids are calling their teachers bro, their parents bro, you know. They're not supposed to do that. They're supposed to, if they're talking to their friends and saying bro, yes, I understand, but don't call me bro. I don't like that. I'm not your friends, and also don't curse at me. I don't care. Have a great night, Cheryl. I don't care if they're saying heck. What the heck? I don't think a child should say that. But I think some people just talk whatever in front of their kids, so their kids feel that's normal. They pick up bad language. But I think in 2026 they have all these classes for kids. In school they should definitely have etiquette classes to teach kids how to communicate, how to behave, how to have respect for adults, and I think in every state in the United States, children should call their adults yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir, Miss Carla, Mr. whatever. Stop, don't call an adult by their first name. There's no way that you should be calling me, you're 10 or you're 11, and I'm in my 40s and you're calling me Carla by my first name. We're not on that level. You have to learn how to be respectful, you know? And it's been going on for a long time. I don't know why it's not taught, but it's trained in certain places like down south. Everyone have to say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. You know, they're taught to be respectful, and to communicate respectfully. And I think if people communicate respectfully, then that will be better for a future. A lot of people are using curse words. It's all over the internet where all these kids are cursing, or these influencers are cursing. It's a lot of cursing, and that's what they're teaching our kids today, to curse at you, to talk a certain way and use these words that, we're not supposed to be saying in our. If you go out in a professional setting, you're not supposed to use those words. And if you go out in like a sports event, you're supposed to know how to communicate. Remember, we're setting up our kids for the future. We're setting them up to be able to talk in front of rooms, talk in front of people, communicate, articulate, So please, in 2026, let's learn to help our kids to be more respectful to adults, respectful to each other. A lot of the kids are saying bro this, bro that. Yes, we're all probably used to it now, But it was odd to get used to. Guys, don't forget to like my live as when you come in. It was odd to get used to the kids saying bro, but we're just pretty much used to that now. But you know, just teach your kids manners. It's just a small gesture to teach your kids manners, you know. Sometimes I speak to some kids and they're so articulate. They'll say Miss Carla, but you talk to them like they're talking to an adult, but they're very respectful. You know, they know their place as children. But some kids, they feel like they're your match, and they're not. Children are not our match. I'm not saying that we should not respect children as well. We should respect children, but children are supposed to say yes ma'am. Guys, please like my live, because you guys, please like the live as you come in. Thank you so much. um but yeah, children are, yes, they're human beings on earth as well. We're supposed to respect them, you know, and we're supposed to treat them as humans as well. But you know, we're their elders. They must treat us as such. We're not their equal. And that's what's wrong in the world today. And that's why a lot of kids are, you know, hurting adults, or you know, talking to adults recklessly, because they feel like you're their equal, you know, and we're not their equal. And sometimes it's how they were raised. A lot of parents are trying to be friends with their children, and children are not your friends. Yes, you can be cordial to your kids, you know, you can be cordial. You can have conversations with your kids, of course, but you have to teach your kids there's a difference between friends and parents. There's a difference, you know. Yes, I'll be cordial to you as my child. I'll have conversations with you, but don't ever pass your place to think that you're my friend, where you can talk to me anyhow, you can do whatever to me. No, you know, we birth the children. They're supposed to have some form of respect to us, where they don't talk to us in a respectful manner, you know. I mean, they don't talk to us in a disrespectful manner. You know, kids are supposed, they're a future, and all this slang is not good. People think it's funny, this slang, that, but it really hurts your children in the real world, because they won't know how to communicate. They won't know how to say a sentence. They won't know how to talk. Every job requires you to talk professionally. Every job requires you to say a proper sentence. So these slangs that these kids are saying, it's no, if you want your kids to be professionals, you know, it's, they have to learn to be articulate, and it starts from young. So that is my message to you guys. Learn to teach your kids to have respect. Your children should not talk to another adult. You should not call another adult by their first name. No, they should not. It should be Miss, Ma'am, Sir, you know, Miss, Ma'am, or Sir, you know. Don't call me by Carla. I feel uncomfortable when a child say, you can call me Auntie Carla, if anything, but don't just say Carla, you know. That's how I feel. And that's how I feel in 2026. But it's been going on till the end of time, where parents are, it's like they don't want to raise their kids to be respectful. They want to be friends with their kids. But if you don't raise your kids, then the world will raise your kids. And that will not turn out very well if you leave your child to the world, and leave your child to watch social media, to have them speak like the people are speaking on social media. You know, these slangs, people curse all the time. I don't know, some people are okay with curse words coming out of their mouth every second of the day. I'm not saying that's bad for you, but to me it doesn't sound good if a child is cursing. You know, a child shouldn't have curse words coming out of their mouth every second. They don't even understand what it means. They don't even understand the true meaning of a curse word. You know, they don't understand that. You know, they're saying things that they don't understand. Hi, Ahmed. Don't forget to like my live, guys, as soon as you come in. Now, the children don't understand the meaning of, they don't understand the meaning of a curse word. They don't understand the meaning of a curse word. They they don't. So we have to help our children. If a child speak to me respectfully, I disrespectfully, I'm sorry, I will correct them in a very nice way and just tell them you have to call me ma'am. Or back then I would feel really old if someone called me ma'am or miss. But the older I get, I really love that connotation. I don't know if that's the right word. I just love kids saying like ma'am or miss. In When I talk to people from down south, clients on the phone, and they're born the exact same year as me, and they call me ma'am, and I'm like, wow, in my mind, I'm the same age, and you're calling me ma'am. That shows that they have so much respect for you, you know? It shows that they have respect. And when you're speaking to someone who have respect for you, you listen to them, you'll have a better rapport with them, you know, it's just better. But if someone is disrespectful, you're not going to want to deal with them, on any form of level. So I just hope in the future you guys teach your children how to have respect. Me as well. I talk to my kids, I tell them what they should say and how they should act. If they say something that is inappropriate, I correct them. I correct them. I correct them, and I feel like we all should. We all should. We're all a community, we're a village. I know a lot of people don't like people correcting their kids, but we're a village. So if you see something with a child, maybe your friend's child, your friend's child, of course, because if your aunt or uncle, you're gonna say something to the parent, like your sibling, your cousin's child, you're gonna say something. But if you're a friend's child, be okay to speak up. Sometimes people don't get offended, they're happy with the advice, they're happy with the suggestion, they're happy that someone else cares for their child and care for the future of their child. Remember, we're all a village, and we're all trying to help the children be better kids of the future. We're trying to help them to be better than us, so communication and language in children is very important. It's very important that our kids, especially our young black kids, talking properly, being articulate. So the best thing, in every public school, they should have an etiquette class. They don't have that, and I feel like it's highly needed, you know to teach children how they should act, teach them how to act in certain settings. Yes, we do that at home, but we can do that at home ourselves. We can help our children ourselves at home. Etiquette, how to talk in certain settings. Of course, if they're talking to their friends, it's okay for them to say bro this and bro that. But in a professional setting, no, no way. That's nothing, because your kids, like, the kids go to trap meets, right? So if the kids are like number one, I saw last year they had the little children talking, they asked them professional questions, what are their goals, what are their future, and they had to talk on a mic in front of a lot of people, the people who were the winners. They had to talk about their future. They had to talk about what they expected and how they felt during the race. And to me, it starts from there. If you know that your child will have to be on like stage, of course, in school, they'll have to take classes where they have to go in front of the entire class to speak. But if we know that they have to go on center stage, we have to speak, help them to speak better, help them to articulate things better, and help them to have manners. So that is just that is just what I wanted to come on here and talk about. It's nothing, well, it is major for the world, it's major. for us to teach our children better. But take it. Yeah, so that is pretty much. I'm doing good, Anthony. Thank you for asking. I hope you guys are doing well too. It's a Sunday evening. We're all, thank you guys for coming on to my live. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you guys commenting and talking to me. um, it's very important that we build a good rapport, and I really appreciate that. And I'm happy that you guys don't get offended based on my topics. If you do have a comment relating to what I'm talking about, you certainly can comment. I listen to everyone. Hi, Body Swap. How are you? I hope you're doing good. You can certainly um, comment below and I'll respond. But today we were talking about children being disrespectful. And hi, ma'am. Hi, Miss Body Swap. How are you? See? Hi, Miss Body Swap. I was talking about how we should respect our elders. And see, I have to call you by your ma'am. Oh, Carla, another Carla. Hi, Carla. How are you? How are you doing? Big mama. I'm not even close to being a big mama girl. Not even close. Yes, NT. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, we have to follow Jesus. Yes, Miss Body Swap. I definitely have to respect you guys. Don't forget to like my live, and my grandmothers are no longer living. So no, Miss Body Swap, you're not my grandmother. Unfortunately, both my grandmothers are no longer here. And I won't dismiss them because they're my true grandmothers. If you are watching from another dimension, can you tell us the future? You guys are really playing right now. Thank you so much, Kaden. I really appreciate that. But I hope, guys, that you teach your um, teach your children respect. You have a good day and hope you guys learn how to respect others as well. It's not just our children that just should respect us. The world needs to start respecting others. Learn how to communicate to others. When you're out there in public, don't disrespect someone because you feel um they're below you dimension number. Honey, I am not in another dimension. I am on earth, you know? Learn to. Respect others. Happy New Year in New Zealand, Mr. 34567. My advice is to live your best life. Live your truth. Follow your path, the path that's made for you. And always do it with a good heart. You guys don't want to treat people bad. Treat people good, you know? Yes, I said I'm on Earth. I'm not in another dimension. You know. Are you guys aliens on my live? Because aliens don't live on Earth. you know I like reggae music, gospel music. I like all pop, country. It depends on the sound. If the song is catchy, I'll like the song. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a great day. And I hope you guys respect each other when you're talking to people in your corner, in your daily life. Learn to respect them. A lot of people are hurt, they're hurting, and they need people to talk to them in a respectful manner. I don't speak Portuguese. No, I don't speak Portuguese, and I see that you guys are not liking my live. Why is that? Please like my live. Please like my live. Yes, guys. So respect is the key. Respect is the key. And being respectful is good. A lot of people are going through it in 2026. So respect others, speak respectful, stop cursing, stop cursing at others. People don't like to curse. People don't like to curse. People do like to curse, but not everyone like to hear someone cursing at them. It's not the way we should communicate. Yes. Yes, Mahasin, I do. I do. I believe Earth is okay. Why do you think I'm stressed? I am not stressed in 2026. I'm in a new year. I'm not stressed about anything. I'm just having a wonderful day. I just came on here to talk about how kids should be calling adults ma'am and sir. That's pretty much what I was talking about. It's nothing about stress. It's just about communication and how we should communicate with respecting others. That has nothing to do with stress. I am not stressed. I'm having a great day. I'm not thinking about anything. That's the thing. 2026 just started. Nothing has stressed me out. So far in 2026. I am taking life easy. Yes, I do plan my life. So I plan, guys. I told you you have to plan. You can't just wing it in life. But we're not stressed over here. Life is good. Life is good. And I hope life is good for you guys as well. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. And I hope you're being respected. Happy New Year 2026. Happy New Year 2026. Respect your kids, take care of your kids, teach them how to have manners, teach kids how to have manners. And for the boys who think they can talk back to their mothers, stop talking back. You guys are not girls. Why are you yapping back to your mom? You shouldn't be doing that. That's really not a good thing to do. Stop talking back. Treat your mothers like queens. Your mom is a queen. Treat her like a queen. She's what birthed you onto this earth. So you have to respect her. She is number one. So we have to teach our boys to do that. Hi, Lisa. How are you? Hi, David. Hi, Elijah. Happy New Year. Hi, Tommy. Hi, Adru. Hi, everyone. Yes, so everyone respect your mother, talk to her in a good manner because your mom have to do so much. She have to make sure you eat every day. She have to make sure you wear your clothes and go to school every day. She have to make sure that you look proper. She goes to your school meetings. Don't talk to your mom recklessly. Do the right thing. Do the right thing when it comes to talking to your mother. Your mothers love you and only want to see the best for you. Mothers and fathers, they love you and want to see the best for you. Guys, please like my live when you come in. Yes, moms work very hard. Happy birthday, Caroline, if that's your birthday today. Happy birthday, January 4th. You know, happy birthday to you. You know? So we all are in this together, guys. So I would love for you guys to treat each other with respect and have the kids treat us with respect. Treat each other with respect and have the children teach us with respect. That's what I hope for in 2026. And don't forget to like my live, don't forget. And I just really thank you guys for coming on to my live. I do talk every day about different topics. Today, the spirit of kids being disrespectful just popped into my mind. So I came on live here to talk about it. So I know many of you have kids, and sometimes your kids are not respectful, and you'd like for them to be respectful, but sometimes you just have to talk to them. You have to communicate with them. I said they're not your friends, but you can communicate with them and let them know how you're doing. Happy birthday when it comes, David. Yes, I normally do. Thank you, Carrie. I normally do. Okay, you guys can support Tommy. He needs some type of support. I hope you guys are able to support him. But guys, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Teach your kids respect. Teach them kindness. Teach them to, not be bullied by others, but to help the kids that are being bullied. To talk respectful. Be strong. Be strong, guys. Be strong. 2026 is a new year. Do you see all that's happening in 2026? Hi, Marcos from Philippines. I hope it's warm there. Um, Guys, please don't forget to like my live. You guys are great. Thank you so much for liking my live. I do appreciate you guys. You guys are the best and the greatest for coming on here. Normally, we have better topics, you know. Hi, Cheryl Ganas. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're doing good, and I hope you can treat your parents well, treat whoever an adult, treat your adults well that's around you, have respect, talk in a respectful manner. But do you guys believe that schools should have etiquette classes? That's what I was saying. We definitely should have etiquette classes in schools to teach people how to have better etiquette, how to communicate, how to, talk. Hi, Godspeed. How are you? Guys, you need to come on my live every day like Godspeed. He is a number one fan. Um, don't forget. Okay, I already cooked dinner, guys. I already made dinner. Dinner is already cooked. Hi, Karez. How are you doing? I hope you guys are doing well. Dinner is already cooked. Today I did not cook dinner, but my mom cooked dinner for her entire kids. I always mention that to you on here that sometimes she's a chef, so she'll cook like a bunch of food and call us over. So today I had a very busy day. I was out all day at a meet, and then I came and I had dinner, but today I didn't cook. Normally I cook every day, but I came on here to talk because a child, I love him dearly. Like, it's not any disrespect to him, but he called me by my first name, and I know some kids do that out of mistake. And I had to correct him to say, you have to call me Miss Carla, and he looked at me. His mom was there too, and I said, oh yeah, you have to call me by Miss Carla. And I'm just saying that we need to teach our kids to speak to adults, with respect. I'm a good woman. I normally cook, every day, but I'm traditional, but I don't feel like a woman should have to cook every day. The man should cook too, you know? The man should cook too. We're not slaves in 2026. Women, don't be slaves in 2026, okay? Don't be slaves in 2026. If we have to work and help take care of the households, the man can cook too. I see people cooking every day for their husbands. Kudos to you. That's not me. I am not that type of woman. My husband actually will cook for me too, okay? Valerie, I hope you have a great birthday. It's in a couple days. I hope you enjoy your birthday. I do cook. I do love to cook, but cooking is a lot. As I say, it's not the cooking for me. I have to make sure everything is very neat. When I'm cooking, I'm constantly cleaning. So it is a lot of work to do, you know. So I do cook for my family. I do it. It's trust me, I've been out of work for about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks now. So I'm back to normal schedule tomorrow. So everything will be so busy where you have to cook, clean, make sure your kids, have clothes and everything. Yes, Denise, I'm Jamaican. Well, how you guys really pick up my accent? And some people say I don't have an accent. So I don't know. You're really picking up my accent. Thank you so much. But a woman don't really have to cook and clean every day. We can cook, we cook. My household is well taken care of, guys. There's nothing wrong with my household. Thank you, Hala. I really appreciate that. Thank you. You know. Yeah, I love like laundry is my number one thing. I love doing laundry. And I have a pet peeve, like no one else can do my laundry. And my poor husband, sometimes he'll try to do my laundry, but I am not grateful. I always tell him, don't do my laundry. I have to do my own laundry. I have to. That's one of the things that I love doing. I know some people hate doing laundry, but I love, love, love to do laundry. And I am a really germaphobe, so I'll do laundry all the time, which is really a bad habit. Um, Thank you so much, you know. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys, you know, yes, women should treat women like queens in 2026. I don't think women should be slaves. Like, yes, we should cook and clean for our men, but they should also help. It's not a one-way street. We all people should be catered to. You should cater to me and I should cater to you. It's not a one-way street. If I treat you special, you should treat me special. That's why a lot of women prefer to be single because men are thinking that a woman have to do 100% of the work and then they don't do nothing. A woman will not stay with you if you're that type of man. If you don't want to help cater to your woman and have her feel special, she won't cook and clean for you, you know? I cook, but I wouldn't say I love to cook, but I love to feed my children and I love to feed my husband. So when they're eating, I always tell them this food was made out of love. So I always say that, like after cooking and serving them, I'll say this food was made out of love, you know? I have plenty of dishes that I cook, but I think I like to cook stewed chicken and rice with veggies. That's a Jamaican dish. And also, ooh, I love to make Jamaican chicken soup. I make it so well, like it's so good. Sometimes I don't put the veggies in it. I don't put the chicken in it because my husband doesn't eat meat. So I make it without the meat. And it's so, so good. I love to make that. I just love when I cook and my kids and my husband eat the food because it makes me feel very happy. It makes me feel blessed that I'm able to, provide food and nourishment for their body. And I know what's going into food. So that makes me happy. We normally eat at home. We cook a lot at home. We eat home cooked meals. And, I think that's better for family. I'm not saying we don't eat out. We do eat out, but majority of the time we cook at home. When is the World Cup? The World Cup, my child is in love with Ronaldo, you know? He's so in love with that soccer player. So maybe I'll go. Who knows? When is it? Oh, wow. It's coming to America. I'll look into it, but it will be so crowded. Will it be safe? I'll look into it. What color gravy? What type of question is that, Mad Dog? The gravy is brown. What type? What is that? You're asking me so many questions. So it's normally brown because I add browning in my stew chicken. You're so crazy. Really? It's not brown? Well, your boyfriend broke up with you, Bunny. I'm sorry to hear. I'm sorry to hear. You know what? Sometimes it's a blessing for our boyfriends to break up with us. You'll be able to meet somebody better and someone, that's going to treat you much better. Oh, dark brown. Okay. I cook really good stewed chicken, so my gravy is perfect. I cook really good. To me, I could cook, but I told you guys it's not the I could cook because it runs in my family. Most of my family could cook, so I just picked up the skill of cooking, you know? Cooking is not hard. You have to make it with love. So I always tell my kids, your food is made with love, so you have to eat it. I look like your cousin Tingy Ting Ting. Okay. So, yeah, guys, make sure you take care of your family. Teach them to have respect for you. You have respect for them. If a boyfriend break up with you, move on from that. Like, if they break up with you, it's okay. Find another man. There's plenty of fishes in the sea. And I know that may sound like bad advice, but if somebody doesn't want you, don't force yourself onto them. There's more fishes in the sea. There's more fishes in the sea. If he broke up with you, move on. Take time for yourself, rewind, reset, and you'll find the man that is better for you. Okay? You'll find the man that is better for you. Okay? No sound. What do you mean? Thank you. Okay, you hear me now. Okay, someone was saying they broke up with their boyfriend and or their boyfriend broke up with them, and I was telling her that it's okay, move on from your boyfriend. There's plenty of fishes in the sea, plenty of men out there, high quality men, make sure it's a high quality man that is going to treat you right and treat you properly. Don't get depressed over a guy that break up with you. There'll be other men come there'll be other men. And I'm sorry, blood is thicker than water. How did you donate the 50 bucks? How? I don't have super chat, but if you can donate. I don't know. Um how? How did you do that? um How did you do that, Tatiana? Hi from North Korea. Okay. Well, I hope you guys are doing, yeah, so make sure you guys take care of yourself. Remember, in order to date, and you have to love yourself first. So if someone doesn't love you, it's okay. As long as you love yourself first, move on to another one that will love you first. No, I can't take the headband off. Not tonight because it's a part of my look. It's a part of my look tonight. I went to a trap meet and normally I would wear my hair, but I put products in my hair and I tried to let it out, but it was not dry. So the headband is a part of my look. You don't like it? I love the headband look. Mad Dog, it's not gonna fall off. No, it's not. You know, you're drugs. I am in the Northeast and it's very cold. It's very cold And, guys, I'm just ready to book a trip out of here. But it's the school session and we can't leave. It's not going to fall off my dog. I can take it off. I'm home. Everyone knows how I look at home. Everyone on here knows how I look with my hair too. So you guys have seen me. Yeah, so everyone here knows how I look. And guys, don't care about what others say about your outside appearance either, because you have to love you. It doesn't matter if you're bald or you have hair on your head. It doesn't matter. Who cares if you guys think somebody's bald? How will that impact my life? How will that make my life better? You know? Yeah, they say I have a big forehead. Do I? I have a big forehead. But it's okay. I love myself. I don't have any insecurities. Well, everyone have some form of insecurities, but you have to love yourself for you, because people will bring you down and drag you down no matter how you look. You can have long hair down your back. You can have a perfect shape forehead. You can have no hair, lots of hair, be big, small. People are going to talk about you anyway. So if you don't love yourself, you're going to get affected by the words of other people. But if you love yourself, you know, nobody will affect you. So nobody can affect me because I know who I am. If people who are in their 40s and 50s are still cutting up their bodies for people, then I feel sorry for them. Have I feel sorry for them, because people should not have that much impact on your life. Maybe when you're younger, a teenager, but when you're an older person, you should know who you are and you should be strong. People will have words for you. They will talk about you no matter how good you look. You can look good and walk in the room and people will have something to say about something. So you have to love yourself for you. Right. They're out there. So true. So, you have to love you. Mad dog, you're white. That's good. If you're white, you're white. That's you. I have nothing against other people's color. I live in a state where we see white, black. I'm not gonna say orange, blue, but we see every different for every culture. I live in Connecticut. You know Connecticut, right? It's a mixed state, but mainly, I see a lot of white people here, but it's fine. I'm used to that. And it's okay. We're all one people, like I always say. So, guys, no matter how you look, don't have people affect you. Guys, look at my slippers that I got. I'm showing you guys my slippers. Isn't it cute? See, everyone knows that I'm a girly girl. Look at that. These are the slippers that I'm walking in my house with. I had to put Cassandra on timeout because I don't know what she was doing, you know? So you guys have to love yourself. People mess with me a lot, but I told you guys I'm a type A personality type, but I also can be chill. I'll comment, but your words are not really affecting me. I'll talk about it and I get over it. That's it. No one can really affect me because I'm older and wiser. So that's what we have to teach the younger youth, to have confidence. A lot of people are doing harm to themselves because of words, what people are saying, you know a lot of people are doing craziness to themselves. So we have to be nice, like I was talking about. We have to be respectful. We have to be nice you know you know you have to be nice, you have to be kind. You can't question what people have, question people about their body parts that they're born with. If someone is born with a big forehead, their forehead is big. I cannot change my forehead. I will not have surgery to change my forehead. You know, if somebody have like a nose, like people might think my nose is big. I'm not changing my nose. I'm not going under any knife to change my nose because I love my face. I don't see anything wrong with my face, you know? Yes, I'm from the island. And also, I'm a Gemini. We don't care, you know? You guys can talk, you know, and we will come back to you, okay? Really, we're a mirror, so we'll give you what what did I say? I didn't tell you to send for me. There's a saying in the US, like, don't send for me if you don't want me to come for you. I think that's the saying. Don't send for me if you don't want me to come for you, meaning don't come for me if you don't want me to curse you out. But we're not cursing anyone out today because where did I get what from? The slippers? If people have a nose, it's to sniff, yes, to breathe, yeah. It's a part of our body. I think everyone is beautiful. You know, everyone, people might say people are ugly, but everyone have a unique look to them. You know, if you have a unique look, why would you change your look to change your face to look like someone else? Your uniqueness is you. Your uniqueness is you. You know, I don't know. Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. You know, I just think some people are very unique looking and it's okay. We're all different. You know, I wish some of you could come on my live with me so I can see and hear your voices. You know, I can see and hear your voices. But I love that you guys are having fun in 2026. You know, I love that you guys are being, yes, I try to be positive. I love that you guys are being having fun in 2026 with so much going on in the world, being lighthearted, you know. I know some people are going through it, but I love that you guys are having fun because you know what? Life is fun, guys. Right now, it's cold up here. We're stuck. You know, they have the clubs, but I do not like the clubs. I do brunches a bit, but I'm not going to the clubs. We're stuck here. Work starts tomorrow where we have to be working and stressed out. But you know, I'm happy that you guys are all here in my life. Thank you so much for coming on. Make sure you guys like my life. I really appreciate you guys. You know, and it's just fun talking to different people all over the world. It's great that you guys are from all over the world. England. On my day-to-day basis, I would not be able to meet so many different people from Turkey, England, Ghana. Um, and all over the US. So I really appreciate you guys. And you guys are fun. You guys are fun to talk to. I'm in the US, you know, in the Northeast, close to New York, you know. Um, what part of England are you from, Boat? You know, I'm from New York. I'm close to New York. Yeah, your king is come. What does that mean? Your king is come. I'm from the US, you know? Thank you. If you guys love me, I appreciate that too, you know? Love is a beautiful thing, you know? We should all I already have a king. Oh, you're from Bangladesh. Wow, that's beautiful. What time is it? What time is it in Bangladesh? Bangladesh. What time is it there? You know? You guys are up early. It's already Monday. You guys are already going to work, right? Because it's very early right now in Bangladesh. You know? Katrina, you're from India? What time it is in India? And Ghana. You know, where you guys are just up early. You guys are probably on tomorrow. You know, I would love to visit these countries. El Salvador, wow. I'm happy you guys are here. You know, thank you for loving my accent. I would think you guys have great accents too. Hi Noah, how is Russia? How is Russia? They said Russia is the war still going on in Russia? Hi Jeanette from Dubai. I've been to Dubai and I love it there. I could go back to Dubai every year if I could because I love it. But they're saying they don't treat women right in Dubai and I can't do that. But when I was there, I did not get affected or impacted. Leslie, I stated where I was from like a million times. Did you not hear me? I'm from the US. I'm in the USA, coast of New York. If I say the state, you would not know because it's not a popular one. So I hope you guys are doing well tonight. Make sure you guys like my live. Honduras, wow, so many different countries on here today. Germany, wow. You guys are having I guess Sunday even is the time to come on live for you guys to talk. I hope you guys are doing good. I hope whoever has a breakup, I hope you guys move on, get a new spouse, get a new boyfriend. I don't live in Colombia. No, I don't. Thank you, Lawandi, L1 Dial. Thank you. Pakistan, wow. Leslie, yeah, I'm in the US. Um, I'm close to New York. Monday morning, I will be stretching out my Sunday night because I'm not ready for Monday morning because I go back to work. I'm in the USA. My confessions, you're so rude. How do I look like Felix? You're the first person who ever told me I look like a Felix. I look like a female. I look like Carla because that's who I am. What part of Africa are you from? I think it's Leslie. What time is it where you're from? If your boyfriend broke up with you, I'm so sorry. I know it must be heartbroken, but I am sorry about that, because I know it hurts, but you know what? In time, you'll get over it. We all had that boyfriends who broke up with us, and we had to get over it and move on. But I'm not being harsh because normally I don't stay heartbroken for boyfriends. I didn't in the past. Ethiopian lesbian. How does one look? Pakistan. Hi, Pakistan. Who is Felix? I don't know Felix. I don't know Felix. Oh my God, your water broke? Then you should not be on YouTube live if your water broke. Caroline, enjoy your baby. I hope you have a healthy baby. Enjoy going to the hospital, okay? I'm so happy you're having a baby. I will not be having any more babies. Never in this lifetime. Thank you, X Bunny. Do I like Pakistan? I've never been to Pakistan, but I did have a friend when I was younger. She was from Pakistan. Abiola, why did you report me? I didn't say anything or do anything bad. You can like my life, Abiola. Yeah, Caroline. Oh, enjoy. I hope your husband treats you well and stay there the entire night. I hope you have a healthy baby, Caroline. It's so good. The first of the year and you're having a baby, you get to relax. Where are you located? Where are you located in the US, Caroline, or where are you? Oh, I don't want to look like a Felix. I look like Carla. I've never listened to German Got Metal. No. Yeah, Caroline, are you having a baby girl or a baby boy? It's so nice to be having babies in 2026. When I see a baby, I feel like the baby's so cute. Yes, Caroline, if the baby's a girl, name the baby Carla. That would be such a beautiful name. Oh my God, Caroline, you have to name the baby Carla. You have to. We didn't meet by chance, Caroline. We met by divine order. By divine order. The Lord wants you to name the baby Carla. I'm sorry. Okay, I've never listened to a German band, okay? I've never listened to a German band. My name is Carla, Caroline. Name her Carla. Oh, Carla is a German name, is what you're saying. Is it? I thought it was a lot of Spanish people have that name. So I was wondering if it was a Spanish name. It's a German name. I have to ask my mother where she got my name from, you know? My name is very plain, Carla, but not a lot of girls have the name Carla, you know? Not it's not popular now. You know what's a beautiful name? If I had a girl, I would name her Summer. I always said that would be my girl's name. Really? There's not a lot of girls being named Carla in 2026. Yes, Caroline. Oh my God. I hope you have a healthy baby. Please, you can go in my community. Yeah, you can do Carla with a K. Okay. Carla Harla. Caroline, you're being funny now. I would name her Summer or Carla. Oh, Harla is a Carla Harla does not sound good. Give her a different name. Forget Carla. That does not sound good. Carla Harla, no. Hi, Vivian. How are you? Well, Caroline, your water broke, but you seem to be doing very well because if my water broke, I would be freaking out, you know? When my water broke, I freaked out. You know, I wanted to get right to the hospital, but you're a strong lady. You're on here, your water broke, and you have not left, but I would definitely be at the hospital right now, you know? Ava. Hi, Ava. How are you, Ava Warden? You know, if my water broke, I would be, calling the ambulance. If my husband wasn't here, I would be calling the ambulance or everybody to come get me because I am very dramatic. I don't want to have a baby at home or nothing. You know, that baby have to go in the hospital. It's really risky, guys, to have your baby at home if you don't if that's not something that you like to do. Like I see a lot of people, by the way, talking about babies, they're having home births and they're going with doulas, you know. Did you guys see the thing where the black lady was ready to have a baby and the nurse ignored her? She completely ignored her. She was like, "Oh, I'm having my baby's coming now." And it's like the nurse was typing on the computer and she ignored the lady. That is so rude. So, story time. When I was having my last child and I went to the hospital, it was December 26th, the day after Christmas. And I was like, oh, I'm ready to have my baby. And they said, the baby is not ready yet. They were telling me the baby's not ready yet. I went in at about 8 a.m. And I'm like, are you sure the baby's not ready yet? I feel so sick. You know, it wasn't like the regular what are contractions. It wasn't the regular contractions. So I'm like, this baby is coming today. So I stayed in the hospital. I kept walking. I kept walking, walking, walking. And within about an hour, the baby was ready to come, and the baby came on that day. So when you go to the hospital, don't go if you feel like your baby is coming, don't go home if they tell you to go home because a lot of women go home and they have the baby at home or they have the baby in a very dangerous situation, and it's not good. So sometimes you have to listen to your body when it comes to having a baby. I know it was so much, but I stayed in the hospital. I still have the video where I was walking and talking to the baby and saying, "Hey baby, you're coming out today." And the baby came out December 26th because I was not going home. I was pretty much done with being pregnant. No, I'm not adopted. I'm from a very loving family. I have a mom and a dad, they love me so much. They spoil me. I am a really I'm really spoiled. I'm really spoiled. They love me. Oh my God, having a baby, I'm sorry, guys, if you don't want to hear this for the females. Having a baby is so painful. Like my last child, they said the more children you have, the easier it gets to push out a baby. But the last child, they gave me the epidural, and I swear I felt all my rib cage moving when the child was coming out. They were pushing and they wanted to come on that date. You just feel your rib cage moving all over the place. And I'm like, no way, I'm not having any more children. Kudos to all those ladies that are having six, seven, eight, not six, seven children. Six, seven children. Kudos to you guys. I commend you. But no way, I'm not doing it again. I'm contented with my three children. I have stepchildren too, you know, too, but I'm content. They're adults, so I'm content. Yeah. Honey, I'm married. I'm not keeping no legs closed. That's ridiculous. Yeah, it's hard to get your stomach back. But that's why I said we don't have to have a flat stomach. Don't let society make you feel like you have to have a flat stomach. We all have our children. It's a way of life. How are we talking to get talking? Because we were all children, we were all birthed by our parents. So the world is for children to be made, children to be had. And if parents or women have big bellies, so be it. I mean, if you want to look perfect and go kill yourself under a knife, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. But if you want to look perfect and go hurt yourself under a knife, then that's up to you. I'm not doing it. I will not be doing anything to hurt my body. Like if my stomach is bigger than what people think is normal, like your stomach you have to have six packs after having a baby. That's really ridiculous. Learn to enjoy. Like when you have a baby, enjoy your baby, enjoy your body, your mom body. Eventually you lose your weight, you lose the weight. A lot of people, they don't look like they had any kids. They just snap right back. And I snapped right back with my first two children. But the third one, yeah, I did have a little pouch. But, it is what it is. It's up to you to work on your stomach. Yeah, I don't want to think about babies or pregnancy now because I'm not having any more. I had my experiences. It was fun. But I'm not going back you know I was only supposed to have three children. That's it.